3, I mean, most importantly, just have fun. It's a holiday. It should be a great time for you. It should be a way for you to celebrate with your family and loved ones and just enjoy the day.
Okay, and now we have some tips and tricks. And if you've went to my other webinar that I did on how to be healthy, you'll know that I like to make lists. Okay, so the first thing is be realistic. Okay, it's the holidays. Don't even try to lose weight before or during the holidays. Just focus on your weight management. Just focus on being healthy. Don't set yourself up for failure by making unrealistic goals for yourself. That's the first thing. You know you're going to eat. Okay. The second thing is, with number 1 in mind, plan on not dieting in 2016. Okay, what I mean by that is when you anticipate you're going to be restricting food in 2016, which everyone knows, you know, you make your diet, you're going to start your diet on January 1st, but then that's New Year's Day, so you're going to start your diet on New Year's on the 2nd, but like it's, you know, it's a Sunday this year or Saturday, whatever. So, okay, maybe you'll start it on January 4th. When you do that, you start setting yourself up again for failure, because you'll say, well, if I'm not going to eat like chocolate again in the new year, I might as well eat all this chocolate now. So we all know restrictive diets don't work in the long run. They increase, you know, you lose lean body mass versus fat. They slow down your metabolism. They increase anxiety, depression, food preoccupation, binge eating. They make weight gain more likely. So no setting up saying I'm going to diet in the new year. Focus instead on lifestyle changes and begin here with the holidays with saying, I will just, you know, get through the holidays in a healthy manner.
Definitely. I think Sharon and I are both queens of, we've given up on dieting because they just don't work, and we just try really hard to create a healthy, healthy lifestyle for our own well-being. Number 3, don't skip meals. Don't skip meals in anticipation of saving room for your next meal. And never, ever arrive at a holiday party or dinner starving, because not only are you more likely to overeat, but you're also less likely to limit the higher fat, higher calorie foods, because you figure, okay, I didn't eat breakfast, so now I get to eat twice as many calories at dinner. But what you're doing is your metabolism can't really function well that way anyway. So if you eat breakfast like you would normally, and then you won't be starving when you go to the party. You'll be able to really, enjoy some food, but not make yourself crazy. Have a healthy snack before a party. So say you have breakfast, the party starts at 4. Have a piece of fruit or a small carton of yogurt or some string cheese. Just whatever you do, don't go to a party starving, because it's a definite guarantee that you'll be uncomfortably full and not a great way to feel. And with number 3 in mind, like I said, just keep your metabolism going. So if you eat breakfast, if you eat lunch, studies show that if you eat breakfast, you tend to not overeat during the rest of the day.
Okay, number 5, make a plan. Okay, you're going to go to the party. Lynn said you're going to have a healthy snack before you go, maybe some string cheese, but you know there's going to be amazing food at this party. Okay, so what you do is think about what foods you really, really, really love and want to eat that night. Figure out what your triggers are for overeating and see how you can minimize them. Then you make your plan. So you get to the party. I know I like to do this before I get anything on my plate or whatever at a cocktail party, for example. I kind of take a lap around and see what they have, you know. So if there's, sushi there and something, little mini mac and cheeses over there, you kind of walk around and then you kind of, in your head what you really, really want to have. Start with that. I always say a lot of people save, quote, the best for last. You eat your food on your plate. No, go with what you like the best first, because you'll enjoy it more. You'll feel more satisfied after you have it. You won't want to overeat with it if you let yourself have what you really want. So, and then when you're eating it, you'll be paying attention to what you're eating and drinking. You'll realize what you really love. Sometimes you may go to a party, and if you start eating right away, you might be eating something you don't even really like, and you just keep eating and eating. So that's a good way to minimize that, is really just kind of, take the lap and look what you want to eat. So simply said, it's easier to deal with a social eating situation if you kind of make a plan for it.
And remember what other know the people in your family who pile high the plates of food. And remember, they don't even know what they're eating. It's all morphed into one big plate of you don't know. So if you really make specific choices, you're really enjoying it so much more. Um, Also, take steps, like Sharon said, to minimize recreational eating. So instead of just kind of going and eating everything anybody brings by or you walk by, just again kind of peruse the buffet and
Your
see,
lap.
yeah, and see what really speaks to you. I think sometimes, especially when we're eating little teeny things, you don't your body the triggers of fullness don't happen as quickly as if you were to have, say they have some dips and some vegetables and some, and some quiches or something like that. So great, limit your little plate and have a couple and then take a break. Have a club soda with some lemon and, that kind of thing, I think will help you from eating just everything that walks in front of you. Um, yeah, just again, even with the appetizer buffet, just make one plate of what really you want. You want a couple of appetizers before dinner, and that'll help tide you over.
Okay, so number 7 is place nothing off limits. I think we all know once you say something, oh, I can't eat that. Obviously, if it's for health, for allergy reasons, which we'll talk about later, then that's the thing. But if it's just, oh, I can't eat chocolate, I can't eat that bacon wrapped scallop, whatever. Don't put anything off limits, because if you want this to work, you have to allow yourself to have whatever you want without any guilt. Because when when you take a food and make it like, oh, I can't eat that, it becomes much more appealing. I'm saying chocolate because I know I'll say I can't eat chocolate, and then I'll think I can't eat chocolate, I can't eat chocolate. Like 2 hours later, I want chocolate more than anything I've ever wanted in my life. Okay, so if guilt is involved and you do eat the off-limit food, so I sit there and I eat chocolate, I'm not eating one piece of chocolate. That whole screw it, I've already had a bite and ruined everything, so I'm going to eat the entire table of food and have 1,000 cocktails. That all kicks in once you make a food guilty. So give yourself permission to get pleasure from the food. It's supposed to be fun, not stressful.
Definitely. And I'm a big fan of bringing your own food, not making your own plate and putting it in foil and bringing it there and eating that. But I mean, if there's, I have a little bit of a thing, a little pet peeve, a little glimpse into my life of the big like salad bar and how many people have been in the salad bar and now I'm taking things off the salad bar. So I really actually like to bring a couple things that I know. I mean, when you're with family, it's a whole different can of worms, But I like to bring, my own food. So if I bring an appetizer, I might make little mini frittatas, which are super healthy. I might make, I'll just bring some vegetables and some hummus and some dips that are, reasonably healthy. Again, it's about living a healthy lifestyle, not about, not bringing something that you really like, But and the same thing with dessert. I make a fruit dessert as opposed to, a cheesecake, which happens to be one of my, all-time most difficult to resist. But I think if you bring a dish that's something really healthy and great, you can put a lot on your plate and know that you're eating really healthy. And then stop. This is a hard one, but if you can stop when you're satisfied, not so overfull. Like I can't tell you how many parties I go to and people are so stuffed that they can't breathe, and it's a terrible thing to feel that way. So they say that what you do is once you kind of eat your plate of dinner, you should wait 20 minutes to see if you want more. That's difficult because typically dinner's all cleaned up by then. At least in my house, we eat in like about 5 minutes. So, but I think if you can eat a plate and kind of stop, and then you can save some room for the pumpkin pie or a piece of something that you really want, it helps you. It helps you not be sick by the end of the day. Eat your food really slowly. That, I think, is a critical piece. Take pauses, talk to your friends, put your plate down for a few seconds, and just enjoy what you're eating. Savor what you're eating. Then check your hunger. Are you starting to feel a little bit full? You're probably good at that point. And just give your body time to catch up and enjoy the food you're eating.
The next tip is turkey is tops. That's my thing. Turkey is one of the best things you can actually eat, one of the most lean proteins that you can eat, especially the white meat. But I would say go ahead and feel free to eat some dark meat too. It's got lots of protein in it. It's got lots of vitamins. It's one of the best things you can eat. So don't feel guilty eating that turkey.
Definitely. Also, try to be physically active in some way most days a week. And I gave a webinar a few months ago, and I've sort of morphed my activity into stuff that's really doable. And so basically, I'll go out in the morning, I'll take a little run walk with the dog, or if I do a crazy, I think I told you, I'm crazy with the Swiffers, the floor Swiffers, and I literally Swift my wooden floor while I'm cleaning the house. So I'm killing two birds with one stone. My favorite is to multitask. And I've gotten like a workout, not to mention the fact cleaning up from a holiday dinner burns about 120 calories every 30 minutes. So I think take a walk, go for a little jog walk, maybe go to the gym if that's part of your day. But walking is probably one of the best things you can do. It helps everything. It tranquilizes your brain. It decreases your anxiety. And do it before you go to dinner. Do it maybe in between dinner and dessert, and it'll definitely help you. It'll definitely help you feel much better. Like I said, there's a million other exercises that you could do. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law went for a hike before Thanksgiving dinner. Great idea if you've got that available to you. But I think it's just a great way to relieve stress.
And even like the Christmas shopping or holiday shopping, whatever, I have my little Fitbit that I wear, and I get competitive with my Fitbit. So when I go to the mall, I will park further away from the mall just because I want to see how many calories I burn from my car to the mall. It's almost fun kind of in a way, because like you're looking at so Fitbits are awesome if you want to get one of those. But if not, it's just even fun. You walking from the mall to the car and car to the mall, you're getting fresh air. It's almost like a stress reliever too.
Definitely.
So that's such a minimal little bit of exercise.
Use the stairs, run up and down the stairs. Don't use the elevator. Right. I know it's really tempting when you're at the mall. You see everybody on the elevator, but there's stairs right next to the elevator. Just again, it just whatever you have available to you is a great tool.
And it just makes you feel healthier, happier. Helps you kind of de-stress a little bit.
But it also takes the stress out of a formal workout. So instead of having to go to the gym for an hour every day, or having to set, a lunchtime workout or something, do something that's really doable for you in your life.
Honestly, I went holiday shopping the other day with my Fitbit, just a story, and I shopped for 3.5 hours in a mall, and I burned, I think it was like 1,200 calories.
That's crazy. It's way more than you do in an hour at the gym.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it was 3 hours.
That's true. But 3 hours of shopping is so much fun. Yeah.
1,200 calories, not bad.
So if you're hosting a party, I'm such a believer now. I mean, I will at times spend the whole day cooking, but I try really hard to make recipes that are easy, have people bring a couple things. I'm a big fan of my crock pot. I make short ribs, I make chicken and port wine dishes. There's tons of great crock pot recipes. And there's, I think, easy holiday recipes. Just Google that and make your life easier so that you're not, my family always makes fun of me because I am crazy about making way too much food for way too few people. And so, it's just, I just go, oh no, wait, but so-and-so's a vegetarian. Oh, but wait, so-and-so doesn't like pork. But wait, so basically I make something for everyone. But you really don't have to do that. It's easy enough to pick maybe 2 proteins, a vegetarian, and some salad, some great bread, some really nice butter or spread, and you're good to go.
And so much of the tips that we're giving here are to relieve stress, because not only do you eat more because you're going to the parties, but also because you're stressed out. And when you're stressed out, you're going to eat. A lot of people, that's how they relieve their stress.
Or drink.
Drink. So next point is choose your beverages wisely. Oh, me. Alcohol, as you know, is high in calories, empty calories, and it can dehydrate you. So if you're going to drink alcohol, the best thing, select light wine, beers. Use natural mixers, like fresh lime juice or lemon juice or anything like that. And always make sure you drink plenty of water. But anyone who drinks probably knows that.
Yeah, they say that if you have like 1 glass of wine, you should have a a glass of
Glass of
water
water.
after each glass of wine, which helps you regulate and helps you not become dehydrated.
Exactly. And the last thing is my favorite, sleep. You should kind of figure out what the minimum amount of sleep you need to function and really try to get it. You have, because that will recharge you. So whatever your magic number is, it's really essential that you try to get that. I know I'm pretty stingy with my sleep, so it's like whether it's 5 hours or 8 hours, try, especially during this time of year, try to get that sleep in.
Definitely. And actually, if you have trouble sleeping, I mean, I'm not a physician, so I can only tell you what's worked for me. At the health food store, though, there's some melatonin, there's some natural sort of stress relievers and things to help you sleep. Because if you're not getting sleep because you can't sleep, then you really need to seek some medical advice and figure out how, because that's critical to your health, sleep.
Absolutely.
So now we'll go a little bit into healthy minds, because I try to practice this, and I found some tools that really help. I don't know if you guys know, but basically we take in about 20% of our capacity to breathe. So we're always in this shallow breath, kind of hyper anxious state. And basically, if you actually took the time to breathe in and say, I am breathing in, breathe out, I am breathing out. So basically, it's, 3 seconds, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, deep, long breaths. That can calm you alone. It's a great tool. If you're having a stressed day at work, go into your car and just breathe. Long, deep breaths. It's a great tool. Lie down. I've found that I like the idea of meditation, and I try to meditate, but it's really hard to get everything out of my head for longer than 10 minutes. Even 10 minutes is hard. So I try, though. I really do. I find a 10-minute guided meditation on YouTube or on my, and I lie down, or I sit in my car, or I sit in a chair where it's quiet and alone, and your family isn't going, hey, where's my thing? Where's my scarf? And, you're alone. It's quiet. And it's a really great practice to help de-stress. Lemon orange oil is a great aromatherapy, and there's some sort of intelligence on how aromas can really kind of change your thinking or calm you. Lemon, orange, any kind of citrus, lavender, great. They'll have them all at the health food store, and they're great. They're great to just kind of take a long, deep breath, in sort of breathing that helps you feel calmer. There's a fleshy part between your index finger and your thumb called the hoku, and it's known in traditional Chinese medicine. And if you apply firm pressure for 30 seconds, it can reduce stress and tension in your upper body. So if you start to feel overwhelmed and you don't have time to go meditate, hold this fleshy part for 30 seconds and take some deep breaths, and it will help calm you. And I know Sharon and I are both big fans of laughing. So a lot of times on the holidays, I'll dig up old family ridiculous pictures, like my own version of those awkward family photos, which I got plenty of, or just get a funny movie, or just a clip of a Modern Family or something that you like, and just laugh and bring something fun to the party.
And then, you can always just chill out. Take time for yourself. I'm a reality TV fan, which is horrible. I admitted it, but someone pointed out to me that they said, "Wow, you're always running around all day long," and they go, "I can understand why you watch that. It's literally like junk food for your brain. You barely have to watch it. You kind of hear it in the background. You're watching it. You're like, it's really a good way to kind of chill out and relax. And at this time of year, who doesn't like watching Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer or something like that? I mean, the holiday specials
Home
are really
Alone,
cute, right?
Best
Home
movie
Alone,
ever.
the Santa Claus, Elf, whatever.
Yeah.
Just do that. And with that, too, also listening to holiday music can always lift your mood a little bit. I know I drive a lot, and just putting on, 106.7 if you're in the area, and just listening to that music, you can't help but kind of go, relax and kind of de-stress. So once again, we have another list, best and worst foods, because I'm a list person. And we went through, we looked up, and some of the best foods to eat right here. We have sweet potatoes. They're full of vitamin C, dietary fiber, potassium, and they taste like a dessert. They're also an excellent source of beta carotene, which is an antioxidant. So sweet potatoes, all good. Cranberries are great for you. They're low in calories, rich in fiber and potassium, and they also contain unique compounds with antibacterial, which we know, properties that can help prevent urinary tract infections, which is a bonus.
And I can throw a recipe in there. I make fresh cranberries with maybe a half a cup of pure maple syrup and cinnamon, and I cook it down so it breaks down and gets thick. I use my immersion blender, which is my favorite tool of the entire kitchen. And it actually sort of, it's this lovely, low-calorie, super healthy cranberry sauce.
And chocolate, which is appropriate. I'm a chocoholic, but it's good news because chocolate in moderation is very connected with health benefits. If you eat a small amount of chocolate a day, mostly dark chocolate, it's been shown to lower your systolic blood pressure, which in turn lowers your risk of stroke or coronary heart disease. And dark chocolate can also help lower your LDL, which is your bad cholesterol, and increase your HDL. Protein. Protein is great to eat. Any high quality protein helps to make you feel fuller, so you're less likely to overindulge on other foods. Turkey, once again, is one of the tops and one of the lowest calorie protein sources you can have. And finally, green beans, one of the healthiest foods you can eat any time of the year. They're a good source of vitamins A, C, K, manganese, dietary fiber, potassium, iron. They're loaded. Okay, now we're going to talk about the worst foods at this time of year. Eggnog. I'm sorry, I don't know if you're eggnog fans out there, but 1 8-ounce serving can easily exceed 250 calories and 5 grams of saturated fat. So you can make a lightened up version, and we actually have one later in the presentation, which we will be giving to you. Dips. Spinach dip sounds healthy, kind of, because it says spinach in the name, but you don't know what's in most dips, obviously, unless you make them yourself. And it's really easy to just keep dipping away. We all know that. Most dips are loaded with calories, with fat, with sodium. So a good alternative would be hummus or salsa. Still really extremely tasty. Creamy soups. They're full of saturated fats, and like eating one bowl could be an entire entree's worth of calories. So soup is not always a healthy choice. Potatoes. Now, potatoes are great in their natural state. Lots of nutrients. They have vitamin C, potassium, but at the holidays, they get loaded up with butter and whole milk and heavy cream and sour cream and everything. So if you really want to try something, you can try cauliflower, or just eat the potato in its natural state. That's okay. Or even with a little butter. Everything in moderation. Just beware of the ones that are really loaded.
And a tip for the cauliflower is if you use like 2 heads of cauliflower and 1 small potato, it changes the whole texture of the whipped cauliflower, so it tastes more like whipped potatoes. Yeah.
And finally, pecan pie. 1 slice is over 500 calories, and if you add ice cream on top of that, basically you're talking more than 3/4 of your daily calories probably with 1 slice. So, and lots of fat. So we're not saying don't eat it, just, save it for a special occasion and just have 1 slice.
And don't take the whole pie and put it on your lap with a fork, because before you know it, it'll be gone. So here's some healthy holiday drinks you can order at a bar that aren't vodka tonics, because that's probably one of the lower calorie ones. Stay away from cheap liquors. They're made with sugar and coloring. So, splurge. Go for the Johnny Walker or the Top Shelf. Exactly. Stay away from store-bought sweet and sour mixers. Like Sharon said before, use fresh juice. Fresh, use even maple syrup with lemon or lime can give you that sweetness that you need as a natural source. Yeah, you can use agave nectar and honey. Not only will it give you a healthier cocktail, but it also it's healthy because it ups your immunity, which is really important during the cold and flu season, which is now, especially when you're with all those people who are probably going to share their illness is
So
with
it's a
you.
good excuse to go have a drink
Exactly.
with some fresh lime juice,
Exactly.
maybe some honey, and
Exactly.
you'll stay healthy.
Right. So stay away from sugary drinks and brown liquors. So they're the worst for hangovers. Vodka and gin generally have less calories than whiskey, bourbon, rum, and other dark liquors.
Okay, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about special populations because I know some people on here may have these things, and obviously food allergies is a big thing right now. There's when you're a person who's dealing with food allergies and sensitivities, eating out is like navigating a minefield. It can be stressful to worry about like what you're going to eat, what are they going to have there, you know, how am I not going to offend my host or hostess because you're going to have to avoid foods. But there's one basic rule to remember, and you decide what is negotiable and what isn't when it comes to your restrictions. Okay, so if you avoid almonds, gluten, dairy, eggs, you know, maybe you can't do eggs at all. Maybe you have a severe allergy to eggs. Maybe your body can handle a little butter or cheese. Maybe you just are lactose intolerant or something like that. Maybe you should say, you know what, it's okay. Maybe I'll have a little bit of that tonight, okay? But basically, here are some tips for you with food allergies. The first is eat well while you're at home. Okay, avoid foods that bother you while you're at home. I think you probably do that anyway if you have an allergy, but if you really want it during this holiday season, splurge a little bit, save the negotiables for when you're out and about. Okay, don't go like, oh, it's the holiday seasons. I think I'm going to eat, you know, my creamy thing and I'm lactose intolerant. Go ahead and have a little bit of it when you're out. Just don't while you're at home. Drink lots of water. Everyone obviously should always drink water and should keep themselves hydrated. But when you're possibly going to eat food that might not agree with you, it's even more important to keep the water flowing. Adding a touch of lemon can help, as it also helps with your liver functioning. So that's one. That's the second thing. The third, eat your veggies. Make sure you get greens in. Even if you have a smoothie for breakfast, if you know you're going to be around food you don't normally eat, starting the day with a good portion of vegetables helps your body maintain homeostasis.
If you're a smoothie drinker in the morning, I throw a handful of spinach or kale in like a protein shake, and you don't even taste it.
Again, we keep saying this, eat before you go to the event. There's nothing worse than being surrounded by food you can't even eat. And if you go and you're starving and you have an allergy and you're allergic to like everything, that's going to be the worst. So you're not going to enjoy the event. Bring a dish to share. That's her big, her big thing. But yeah, we talked about it. It's a good rule of thumb for everybody, not just people with allergies. And finally, make treats and freeze them. If you go to a party and you feel sad that you had to pass up on cheesecake because you can't eat cheesecake, you know what? You can say, when I go home, I have this nice thing at home that I made, my specialty, and I'm going to enjoy when I get home. So it's always good, something to look forward to so you're not stressing out. Another population I want to talk a little bit is people who are bariatric patients or people who are on a weight loss regime during the holiday season. Because the most important thing for these people and for everybody is portion control. Okay, it is possible you can eat ham, turkey, pies, everything as long as you have a very small serving. And the second thing to remember, always eat protein first. Protein-rich foods like fish, chicken, turkey, yogurt, eggs, they're healthy and they keep you full longer. So you don't crave. The carbohydrates are going to make you crave something, okay? Certain foods you should keep at an arm's length. This is for typically bariatric patients, is dried fruits, skins of fruits, any kind of fibrous kind of vegetables like celery, corn. And again, try to eat 3 to 4 hours before you head out to a holiday party. Chew your food slowly. I know this is for people on a diet and bariatric, but it's for everybody. You should chew your food slowly because you enjoy it more and your body will tell you when you're full.
And you can choke if you don't.
Exactly. Everybody, don't sit near the food table. I mean, just walk around, enjoy yourself. That's easy enough. And the last thing is feel free to have desserts. Desserts are so important. I mean, who doesn't want to have dessert? But keep your desserts to something as healthy as you can. And you know what? If you can't, you could have pumpkin pie. You can have cheese. You can have a little slice of anything. We talked about that before. Okay. So the next thing is we told you all these tips and tricks on how to de-stress, but you overindulged anyway. You ate until you were full and you feel sick. okay? Now we're going to give you a few tips on how to deal with that.
From personal experience.
Yes. First thing, drink some tea. Chamomile or ginger tea can relax your nerves and your digestive tract. Peppermint tea can soothe an upset stomach. And adding honey is also extra soothing for both your throat and your stomach. Okay, black tea is great if you have heartburn, and tea can also help with your gastric emptying. So if you went to a party and you just feel bloated and full, drinking some tea will speed up the gastric emptying, so it'll pass through your system a little quicker. Everybody goes for the antacids and the Tums and the acid reducing medication. Don't do that. Let your body do its thing. Okay, if your body is having problems digesting and you feel full and gross and bloated, if you take a Tums or an antacid, all that's going to do is reduce the natural acids that are helping to empty your stomach. So don't want to do that.
Right.
Let your body do its thing.
And just try to relax. I mean, everybody overindulges every once in a while, and I mean, you just have to kind of let it run its course. So take a hot bath or a shower. Turn up the heat or sit next to a heater, put on some relaxing music, just sit, read a book. Just, it will pass. You just got to get through it and move, but don't go on a 5K now. That would not be a good thing to do, because when you're really full or really not feeling well, you really need to go slow. Walking is great, but you can get really sick if you're not feeling well from overindulging, and then you try to push yourself with exercise. Just wait a day. Wait till but definitely go for a walk. If you feel like going to the gym, do something kind of low key, do some weights, do a little bit of walking. That's fine. And also, both of us are big believers in just fresh air and sunshine. Get outside, take a walk, find a pretty place to go walk or walk your dog. It really can help you feel better. And just go to bed early, just kind of get your book out and, just hang out. And the next morning when you wake up, you'll feel so much better than you did when, if you overindulge the day of. And then, right now, just we're talking about, healthy recipes and healthy options. So just go out and have a healthy holiday. There's there's a really cool website called runningusa.com, which is up on the screen, and it's got some really fun 5K walk runs. It's a great way to not only have fun, but to challenge yourself. So, and you don't have to necessarily be a runner. I can't tell you how many times I've been last in a 5K, but it's okay because all I want to do was finish, and I did, regardless of what it is. So there's plenty of 5K walk runs, and then sometimes they have a 1 mile walk, and so just check out this website. There's great things, and everybody's usually really happy. There's some great Thanksgiving races, which I've done in the past, one in Glen Ridge, and everybody's just so happy to be there. There's some great ones on New Year's Day, which is a great way to start the year. And sure, if you're going to run it, you should train it. But if you're going doing a run walk, I think you could probably handle a 3.2 mile walk. As long as you've been somewhat active. But definitely a fun thing to do.
And then we also wanted to add for you guys some healthy recipes. This party's coming up, and we have about 7 recipes here that are great. Not too many, no hard to get ingredients at all. So like this one is an eggplant ricotta bite. It's great if you want to bring it to a party. It's healthy. It's good for you. Here's our low-fat eggnog that you can make, okay? It's you can see down there, only 90 calories as opposed to over 250. So we have that one. Seafood's always good for you. Here we have a scallop and shrimp cocktail. Looks delicious. Latkes oven fried instead of fried, but you can still serve it with the applesauce and sour cream with reduced fat, and very healthy and good for you.
Oh, cucumber cups with creamy salmon whip. Anything in a cucumber cup is probably a good idea. You could even put hummus or some kind of a cream cheese option if you want scallions and cream cheese, that kind of thing. It's a great little appetizer.
60 calories.
And it's 60 calories. There's the eggplant caponata. You can do this with eggplant. You can do this with zucchini. You can kind of mix it up and put whatever vegetables you like in it. It's super, super healthy.
And colorful.
And beautiful, yeah. And just get maybe some, they have really great rice crackers at Trader Joe's, or you could even get some bruschetta, you know, and just have tons of caponata on a little bit of bruschetta, of the bread. Yeah.
And then for some vegan options, we have here these vegan potato, pepper, and olive cups. Oh my gosh, I would eat these.
Mm-hmm.
They look
Who
delicious.
wouldn't like, even a meat eater would love those.
Yes. And finally, oh, that's it.
That's it?
So I don't know if anyone has any questions, but we did want to just present these tips for you. So we hope that you got some good ideas from our webinar.
And we hope you enjoy your holiday.
And just remember to relax, get enough sleep, laugh, enjoy the season. So that's it. Thank you, everyone.
Guys. Enjoy your holidays.
Happy holidays.